In this presentation, we will learn about the random number in Python programming language. Before starting with the random number or the random function, we need to import a random module in our program. This random module contains a number of functions which deals with random number. Let me show you those functions one by one. So let's start with generating random numbers. The first one is the random function. So within this random module, there is a function which is called a random function. It generates a random float number between 0.0 and 1.0, both exclusive. That means 0 and 1 will not come in the generation. Let me show you an example. So first of all, import the random module. Now if I write random.random, first bracket open close, because this is a function, so a parenthesis open and close will be there along with the function name. So let me press enter. Look, so this is a number 0.252461027 and so on. So this is a random number. Now again, if I run the same line of code, it will generate another random number. That means it will generate different number in different execution. Now again, for the third time I am running this code. Again it is generating another random numbers. Look at the numbers, all are different from each other, and these numbers are within 0 and 1.0. Random number generators have application in gambling, statistical sampling, computer simulation, cryptography, completely randomized design, and in different areas where we want to produce an unpredictable result. Random numbers are also used in cryptography also. Now the next function is the choice. It returns a random item from a list, tuple or string. First of all, let me import the random module. Now next, let me initialize a list. Suppose the list contains 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and 60. Now if I write random dot choice within bracket the list, so list is the parameter of this choice function. Look what it generates. It generates 20. Now again, let me run the same code, that is random choice within bracket L. So now it will give a different element of the list. That means this choice function will randomly select any one of the elements from the list and display the result. Now let me initialize a string, say computer. S is initialized with computer. Now if I write random dot choice within bracket string, the string variable, let me press enter. So it is returning R. Now again, if I run this code, it will give me another alphabet U. So every time it will extract different characters from the string S. Now from this list, if you want to generate random numbers for a certain number of times, for that I have to use a for loop. For I in range, say I'm writing 8. Now let me print random dot choice within bracket L. Now look at the output. There are 5 elements, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 elements are there in the list, and within this list elements we are going to generate 8 numbers randomly. So first of all it extract 40, then 20, then again 20, then again 20, then 40, then 20, 20, 30. So a number can be generated by the choice function more than one time. It doesn't mean that every time it will give you the different value. It may give you a random number which has already been generated previously. Next, proceed to the next function, that is the randint. In case of random, it always generates a floating point numbers, that is a decimal point is there in each and every random generation. Now if we want to generate some integer random number, for that we have to use the randint. Randints, it accepts 2 parameters a and b, which specifies a range, and both a, b are inclusive. For that I have written over here, generates random integer number in range a and b, both inclusive. So the first line will be the import statement, import random, then random dot randint, let the beginning be 5 and end is say 8. Now look, it generates an integer random value that is 6. Let me copy paste the same line and execute it. So again it is giving 6. Now it is giving 8, 5, 7. So it returns a random integer value between the two lower and higher limits, including both limits provided as two parameters. Look, both 5 and 8 are in the random generation. It should be noted that this method is only capable of generating integer type of random value. Next, come to the next function, that is the randrange. It accepts three parameters: beginning, end, and step. So in the randint there is only two parameters, beginning and end, and in case of randrange there are three parameters. So it generates random number from a specified range and step jump. Let me show you an example. The first line is the import random. Let me write down random dot randrange. Let's start from 3, then end is 11, and let the step size be also 3. Look, it will generate 6. The start is optional. If you do not specify any start value, so it will be considered as 0. The stop parameter is mandatory. It will generate the random number before the end value, that is over here it is 11. Step is also optional. If we omit the step size, it will be considered as 1, that is the step size of 1. So this randrange 3, 11, 3 will generate either 3 or 6 or 9. Look, there is a step size of 3 in between. The difference between each generation is 3. After 9, it will be 12, which is beyond the end limit. Now if I run the same code again, so it will generate again, it is generating 6. Let me run it again. Again it is generating 6. Now this is 9, 6, 6, 6, 9, 9, 6. So look, it is generating number within 3, 9 and 6 only. Next, move to the next function, that is the seed function. It is used to save the state of a random function so that it can generate some random number on multiple execution of the code. That's mean if you want to use the same random number later, you can use this seed function. Let me show you how it works. Here x is the seed for the next random number. If omitted, then it takes system time to generate next random number. This method does not return any value. Before starting, let me import the random module. Now let me write random dot seed, say 1. So 1 is the seed value. You can give any integer value over here, then press enter. Now let me generate a random value. So for that, random module dot random function, so it will generate a random number that is 0.13436424411240122. Now let me generate more random number. So it is generating a different random number. Suppose I want to get the first random number, or I want to display this random number again. So for that, I have already seed this number before generating. Now if I write random dot seed within bracket 1, now we are executing the random function. Look, it will return the same random number as the first one. The first one and this random number are identical. That means this random number has been saved with the seed value 1. So you can save different random numbers by seeding with different value. Setting the random seed means that your work is reproducible to others who use your code. Come to the next function, that is shuffle. This shuffle function is used to shuffle a sequence, that is list. Shuffle function accepts on list and shuffle the element of the list. That means it repositioned value of the list. First there will be import random module. Next, let me create a list first. Say the list element are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 and 90. Now if I write random module dot shuffle within bracket list as an argument. Now if I print the list, look, all the elements of this list are shuffled. The position of the element are randomly changed. That's why 30 comes first, then 20, then 40, then 80, then 70, 10, 50, 60, 90. Now again let me run this code random.shuffle. Now again let me print the list. Look, again it generates a different sequence. Since list is a mutable data type, so the original list is getting updated. The shuffle method cannot be used to shuffle immutable data types like string. Let's see another function, that is the uniform. It has also two parameters. It generates a floating point random number between the numbers mentioned in its arguments. First of all, let me import the random module. Then let's write random dot uniform. Parameters are 5 and 8. Look, it is giving 6.49. So in case of randint, it will generate the integer value, and in case of uniform, it will generate a floating point number in between 5 and 8. And be careful, this the upper limit that is here, it is 8, will not be included in the generation. That is, the lower limit is inclusive, the upper limit is exclusive. So again let me run the same code. So it will generate another number between 5 to 8. So as long as I run the code, it will generate different random numbers between 5 and 8. Next, sample. It is used for random sampling. Here is the syntax random.sample. It will accept a sequence and an integer variable which specify the length of the sample. This sample function returns a new sequence of length k. The sequence may be list, tuple, string or set. Let me show you an example. Before using sample function, let me import the random module. After that, let me create a list. Say the list element are 10, 20, 30 and 40. Now if I write random dot sample within bracket set 3. Sorry, first the list name, then 3. 3 is the value of k, which specify the length of the generated sequence. So this sample function will randomly choose any 3 values from this list, that is from among 10, 20, 30 and 40. It will take any 3 values and create the new sequence. Look what happens. So it returns 10, 20 and 40. Now again I am writing the same line of code. Now this time it takes 40, 20 and 10. Now if I write 4, there is already 4 elements within the list and the k value is of 4. Now if I press enter, so it will generate a new sequence by taking all the element of this list. So the value whatever we are writing in place of k, that must be less than or equal to the length of the list. Now if you specify the length of the generated sequence greater than the length of the given list, suppose I am writing 5, and it will generate a value error, sample larger than population or is negative. So we cannot specify the value of k as a negative or greater than the length of the given list. Next, create a string s equal to say computer. Now if I write random.sample, now this time it will be s, and suppose I am writing 4. So it will return a list of character, and these characters are extracted from the given string s. Now if I run the same code with different value of k, suppose I am writing this time 6. So it will generate COTEMPU, and it is completely a random procedure. So till now whatever the functions I have shown to you are commonly used. There are few more functions within the random module. The functions which are discussed within this presentation are most commonly used. Now let me show you an application how to generate password by using any one of these random function. So let me write a function which will generate a password. So the name of the function will be password generator. So at the very beginning, let me import the random module. Next, let me initialize a variable say low with all lowercase letter. That's mean A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Now in the same way, we will initialize up variable with uppercase letter. So the low variable contains all English alphabet in smaller case and up variable contains all English alphabet in capital letter. Now let me initialize a num variable with all digits in numeric decimal system, and let me initialize SYMB with some special symbols or characters. Suppose second bracket open close, third bracket open close, first bracket open close, exclamatory @ hash dollar percentage caret sign ampersand asterisk hyphen underscore plus equal to etc. Leave it. Now concatenate all this string into a single string that is within S. So for that I have to concatenate all the above four variables: low, up, the number num, and the symbol SYMB. Now let me create the random password with length say 10. That's mean the password that is going to be generated will be of length 10. Now for that, let me initialize a variable named password, which will be equal to say a blank string dot join within parenthesis. Let me write down random dot sample s comma the length, and next line let me print the password. Let me run the program. First of all, let me save it, then run the program. So it will generate mpt capital mpt @ capital JK asterisk third bracket close 6 first bracket close. Now again, if I run the program, it will generate another password. So you can use this code in a server-side programming or while developing a blog, or where the system is generating a default password for the user for the first time. That's mean the random number which will be generated by using this sample method or the sample function, that will be joined with this null string, which in returns give a string that will be stored within password variable. That password variable has been printed in the next line. Now if you eliminate this join function, so what will happen? Run the program. So it will return a list of random characters. So a password cannot be a list. A password is always simply a string. So for that, we have to convert this list into a string, and for that I have written this join function. So I think you understand this code. Try to apply all the functions that I have shown you earlier in your program, and still if you have any query, just let me know. Write it down in the comment box. I will try to reply you back as soon as possible. Thank you.